Everyone can have a go murdering him because why not? Oh my god, what on earth is going on with his corpse? What was that? I need his body. You've gotten rid of his body. He had loot on him. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Spiffing Brit, and today we find ourselves playing Baldurs Gate 3, the latest release from the lovely Larian Studios and Wizards of the Coast. Now, these lovely guys, they made Divinity Original Sin 2, one of my favorite games of all time, for the sole reason that it has completely broken telekinesis. I mean, you can just take a look at my fantastical video and see for yourself just how broken it really is. Telekinesis is such a stupidly overpowered feature and I absolutely love it. Now, Baldurs Gate 3 is based off of the D&D 5th edition, which is actually quite a balanced rule set. There's only one slight issue, which is that several exploits immediately are created by the fact that this is a video game, meaning there are millions of exploits. Exploits ranging from glitching out the AI to getting the AI stuck on doors, generating infinite money, accidentally becoming immortal, falling through the terrain, you name it, this game kind of has everything because guess what? It's in early access. And it's not the kind of early access you're used to where you're playing a free demo to search for bugs. No, this is the full shebang, £50 game kind of early access. Although luckily, I got the game for free. The developers gave this to me for free. Oh, what were they thinking? Well, in return, and as thanks for giving me the game, developers, I'm going to be showing off to you how to generate infinite money in Baldurs Gate 3 because it's kind of broken and ridiculously easy to pull off. Like, this is an exploit that is so obvious and simple. I was amazed no one's actually found it yet. So yes, let's give it a whirl. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into this fantastic game. So make sure you sat back, relaxed, you have a nice warm cup of tea in hand as we're about to absolutely perfectly balance this game. Oh yes. Make sure it's Yorkshire tea as well. That's the official tea of this channel and video game exploits in general. You heard it here first. Welcome back into the game, ladies and gentlemen. I've created the ultimate character. Allow me to present to you Cheddar Cheese. This is our legendary Lightfoot Halfling Ranger. Now, the Ranger class might not sound very exciting. However, for some reason, when it came to the balancing meeting, which of course all game developers have, the developer in charge of balancing the Ranger class evidently had been snorting pure unrefined tea leaves that day because they've created one of the most perfectly balanced ways to play Baldurs Gate 3 that I've ever seen. Today we're going to be winning every single fight without even having to fight. Effectively a Baldurs Gate pacifist run, which on paper isn't actually possible because you have to fight bosses and so on, but for some reason, nope, we can just cheese through all of it with our legendary Cheddar Cheese Lightfoot Halfling Ranger. Now of course I have made him physically look like cheese. He does look a little bit beautiful, like a small mature cheddar. His head is made of a cheese wheel and honestly you can roll him, but it's generally best to not keep him out in the sun. Now in terms of his abilities and stats, he's just your regular high stealth ranger who's going to have great abilities of just blending in wherever he goes, which is exactly what you want in order to pull off this exploit. So without further ado, let's throw ourselves into this lovely game. Oh, now of course the game wants me to create the ultimate woman. Who do you dream of at night? Who attracts you? Oh, I shall create it, game, for I am exceedingly good at this. Oh my goodness, this is perfect. Of course I've created the ultimate female for our lovely hero. This is what peak fantasy performance looks like. If this is not who you dream of at night or who attracts you, evidently there's something wrong. This is the female physical embodiment of cheese. Oh my god, right, let's venture forth. We have an incredible adventure to do. Naturally, I'm just going to bypass all of the tutorial because we don't need any of it. All we need to do is level up Cheddar Cheese so that he's level 3, and then this game's brokenness is going to commence. Now, waking up as a ranger is rather fun because, well, apparently, as we're so short, we actually wake up in the terrain of the map. That's lovely, developers. Thank you very much. And one thing we can do is immediately summon a familiar. This is great. Fun fact, familiars are kind of pretty much broken in this game because if you're ever doing, say, a perception check to see if there's a trap right in front of you, then all you need to do is summon yourself a familiar. As soon as the familiar is summoned, the familiar will run a perception check themselves and see if there is in fact a trap in front of you. If your familiar fails that perception check, just summon a different one. We can just basically summon a cat out of thin air. There we go. It's a cat with 2 hit points. Perfect. It can do meow. That's its main attack move, is just meow. Very good cat, very good. And of course, once it does its little perception check, we just immediately swap it out for a, I don't know, an animal that can actually do things like a raven, and we're bam, now we have a raven. This raven can do things like actually fight. Now, if you are in fact playing this game with friends, 100% what you have to do is make sure that you're the first person to this jump, and then at the jump, what you want to do is position your character to around about here. The reasoning for it is simple. If you position yourself here, you just have to wait for one of your friends to land next to you and then use the shove ability to yeet them off of the side of the ship and immediately kick all of you out to the main menu. Alright, this is fantastic. What we can do is just actually finish this up. What I love in this game is just when you see your own character in cutscenes. Now, these cutscenes are a bit derpy already because, you know, early access game, but when you see Cheddar Cheese himself facing off against a legendary dragon, I mean, I just can't take this game seriously. What are those fire textures actually? I didn't turn the graphics down. What on earth is that? Oh my goodness. Oh, Cheddar Cheese. Things are going wrong. Oh, my sweet, sweet, precious boy. Oh, he's such a perfect being. Such an absolutely beautiful specimen. Alright, let's skip this cutscene and get on with the game. Yes, you reach for that, Mr. Cheese Man. You reach for it. Alright, perfect. We've arrived. Now, our character immediately is not necessarily the greatest character in the world. They are only a weak level 1 ranger called Cheddar Cheese. Now, this is great, but we actually need to level up. We only have 93 experience missing before we can level up, but as soon as we can, things will start looking very good. Now, there are many ways to break this game, including ways of generating infinite gold by equipping items which traders are trading to you. Now, that's a lovely exploit, but of course, infinite money exploits, they're a dime a dozen. I don't need to explain to you how to do them. You can probably do an infinite money exploit with your eyes closed at this point, if I've been training you well enough. No, the exploit that we're pulling off is much, much better. We are going to be needing ourselves some party members though, not that we're going to be using those party members, but rather we need to meet party members like say Shadowheart here because they give us experience. Right, perfect. We now have ourselves a brand new party companion which actually gives us 30 experience and it's onwards to our next fight against some lovely little devourers. Now welcome back into the game. We've just survived a fight. It was a bit of a tough fight, but you know, after a fight it's a great opportunity to just demonstrate that this game is a bit of a challenge. You kind of have to exploit everything around you to give yourself the edge that you need to actually win combat. One ways you can of course exploit combat is via a lovely strategy which I like to use in Divinity Original Sin 2, which is throwing items of immense weight at characters. Now of course if you were to throw an item, it has to be a bit of a heavy item, like say I don't know, this chest which weighs 20. The only issue is we can't pick up this item. Oh wait, we can. Oh my goodness, we can? Can we throw it? We can straight up throw the chest. Our character's strong enough so we can. This is incredible. Right, let's throw this chest on the floor. Now normally when you throw an item, it will do damage equaling to its weight. A chest like this is a brilliant thing because what we can do is just fill it with garbage item, like say this random longsword that we found, this bit of water, maybe these grease bottles, lovely stuff. There we go. Now that we have those, we can throw that chest and it's pretty solid. However, if you have a character which isn't actually strong enough to pick up a chest, you can actually pick up any item in this game regardless of its weight by simply holding down the Alt key and double clicking on the item, and that will force your character to pick it up regardless of its incredible mass. Right, now we're going to meet our next companion who will also give us a nice bit of experience. Wait, what on earth is this camera angle? Game, come on, give me an actual camera angle for the cutscene. Oh, lovely stuff. Anyway, we're just going to skip through all of this and add this lovely character to our camp. Right, now what I'm going to do is immediately attack these stranded fishers that we've just run into because they're worth experience, okay? Like, sure, morally a bit grey to attack them, but these guys have money, and that's what we need. Well, actually not money, we just need their experience. Now, naturally, when in combat with someone, there we go, that's 10 experience there, first one dead. Can I just straight up throw the chest at someone? Yes, I can. 70% chance, go chest, go! Oh, that did some fun damage. I love throwing items in this game, and what I love is that actually picking up the chest again doesn't even cost me an action. Oh, this is just brilliant. Anyway, let's throw that chest on the floor again. Whabam! Oh, we missed. Oh, what a shame. And there we go. With the fishers dead, we've just been able to level up. Fantastic stuff. Let's of course steal all of their lovely items. Now that's level 2. We're halfway to glorious profit and success. Alright, now it's onwards with our lovely journey. We've got a bit of a fun adventure to have now that our characters have all leveled up, as we need to find a way to generate more experience, and the best way to do that is to head on over to the Overgrown Ruins, where there are some lovely level 2 characters which we can butt heads with. Now naturally these characters are going to try and fight us because that's exactly what they do, but thankfully we've actually managed to go first, and all we need to do is actually just yeet some kind of spell over into this lovely thing here, and this will kill 2 characters immediately because, you know, they're standing underneath this object. So bam, there we go. That's 2 kills for us. Also, for some reason, this game has completely overpowered firebolts, which are a level 1 spell, but they're pretty broken for any mage or wizard you have. The reasoning is simple. They inflict fire on a surface, do fire damage, and then if you actually hit a target, you can set them on fire. All 3 of these operations will do damage. So here's how it works. We find our lovely character, hit them with a firebolt. They take 3 damage because we roll a 1d6 dice. They then take 1 damage for starting to burn, and then because they're standing on fire, they'll also receive 1d4 damage every turn they stand on it. So as soon as it's their turn, they take damage. What a perfectly balanced feature that is. There we go. She just took 3 damage for standing on the fire, and then a further 4 damage for just walking forward, because the AI doesn't really know how fire actually works, so they have a very high chance of just straight up dying to it. Anyway, there we go. We just hit the archer with 4 and 3 fire damage and made the surface that they're standing on literal fire, and so guess what? They're gonna die next turn as well. We don't even need to do anything to stop them. I suppose we can hit them with a little bit of a spell. There we go, and then they get further 1 damage for standing on the fire. My god, the spell is completely and utterly stupidly unfair. Anyway, that's a little bit of experience for winning a fight. Now let's steal all their items. Now before we actually go down into this lovely maze, we're going to actually pick up yet another character, because one of our friends is being held captive in this lovely little cage, and we can recruit them as a follower, and that's going to allow us to cheese the game yet again with an incredible bonus. Now of course, because our party is actually full, we have to send her to our camp, but don't worry, this is fine, because also actually just recruiting her we get some experience. But what you want to do is go to the camp at the end of the day. Now what's pretty fun is what we've done is we've got one of our characters here to cast a buff on the lovely cheddar cheese. Now this buff is actually one which will expire, however this works for buffs that don't expire as well, like for example Bless lasts indefinitely provided the caster has concentration. Now this is absolutely brilliant, as what we can do is cheese this bonus by giving our character cheddar cheese some resistance. Now of course what we can then do is just kick her out of our party. There we go, job done. And actually now that we've kicked her out of our party, we still have our buff because the concentration hasn't ended, and then we can just immediately replace her with a brand new companion. There we go, like Lae'zel here, and then all we have to do is go to sleep, wake up, and we get to keep our lovely buff. One of our companions is effectively sat in camp chanting away and continuously giving us a nice little bonus. Now because it's a temporary bonus, sadly it doesn't last, but if you have any permanent buffs that your wizards can cast and it just uses concentration, well then guess what, you can use that. Anyway, let's go down to these ruins because we have a game to cheese. Now fantastic, we've caught Andorn here just completely by surprise. He was expecting someone else. This is brilliant for us because what we can do is just everyone can have a go murdering him, because why not? Oh my god, what on earth is going on with his corpse? What was that? I need his body. You've gotten rid of his body. He had loot on him. He had precious loot. He legitimately had a key for this door. Oh my god, you just sent him off of the bloody terrain of the map. Oh goodness, Lae'zel. He can't take you anywhere. My goodness. Alright, that's fine. That was a fun little fight. Let's go steal some items up around here as we've got some combat to work through. Alright, now what I've done is I've created this lovely ornate chest here, which now weighs 30, and what we're going to do is pull this lever here. I'm not sure what it does, but you know, there's a whole bunch of people in this room. Oh, it opens the door. Lovely. Right, I guess I'm going to shoot that oil barrel there, because that looks like a fire safety hazard just waiting to happen right there. And then what I'm going to do is actually just close this door here, because you know what, I can. Wait, can I just open and close this door as many times as I like in a turn? Yes, I can. Right, let's throw that chest of mine. Oh my god, 42% chance. Go. What on earth was that chest? It just did a barrel roll through the bloody world. Oh, that's fantastic. Right, let's just lock up the door. No need to actually let them into our area. And then what you can do is you can just open the door like this, do your lovely attack, do a nice whole bunch of damage, and then just close the door on their face. Oh, combat in this game. Completely fair. Now what's pretty fun is for some reason the AIs are just going to spend most of their attacks taking down this door. To no avail, of course. There we go, they've almost made it through. I'm just going to clear a path so that our mage has a nice clear shot when it's next his turn. And there we go. Now what we do, open up the door. Let's just yeet a fireball over there, setting fire to everyone. And then just let's just close that door. Oh, mage, you stood in the fire, you melon. Oh, you absolute melon. That's just what mages do. Oh my goodness, what a lovely one shot there. Beautiful stuff. Now just, of course, close that door as soon as you do your fight, and then just walk away. This is just the dumbest way of fighting. They've almost broken through the door. Almost. There we go. Perfect. One made it through. Such a shame he's now going to die. There we go. Another lovely kill. Every kill we get one step closer to having ourselves a lovely time and getting a level 3 character. Anyway, let's just use these semi-overpowered firebolts yet again. Oh, that's a good bit of fire damage. Let's just yeet a firebolt on the final one there. Whabam. Critical miss, but of course you can't actually miss with a firebolt because you still hit the target, set them on fire, and set the ground on fire. So it's physically the most overpowered spell because it just doesn't miss. If you could actually point your mouse at the target, congratulations, you can kill the target. Oh, that was one of the loveliest and cheesiest fights I've ever done. Oh my goodness, can we use this bed in the corner? Yes, we can. Look at that comfy bedding experience right there. What a game. What a incredibly designed game. Right, now through into the next region we go. Now, of course, in this room, there's a metric ton of traps all over the floor. As soon as we walk in here, they're going to be everywhere. Now, my character, trying to pass a perception check, he failed. Luckily, one of them succeeded. However, if you want to just pass even more, what you've got to do, summon yourself a raven, because I know that there's yet another evil vent right on over there. So we summon a raven over there into the corner of the room, and the raven has his own little perception check. Good job, Raven. Good job. I'm just going to have my rogue try and disarm all of the lovely traps in this room. It should be quite easy. He's pretty skilled at it. And we have the main perks of being able to see every single trap in this room. Oh, beans. Except, of course, that one, which accidentally fired. And it's murdered our mage. Oh, that's good. Welcome back to Baldurs Gate 3, where we're about to demonstrate the next most powerful cheesy cheese strategy. And that is, of course, the legendary cheese strategy of just doing anything in this game with stealth. Now, the thing is, when you think of a stealth character in a D&D or RPG sense, logically they have to be a rogue, sat from a distance doing damage in a shadow, they do a hit and then they run back into the shadows and hide. Now, this game does have that as a feature. The issue is it's completely nicely overpowered, and also it's not limited to rogue classes because literally any class can do this. We're just going to use a rogue for simplicity's sake and sit right up here, of course being nice and hidden. Then we're going to do a lovely sneak attack at range, which has a 70% chance of landing on this lovely person, and whabam, of course it's a miss, and oh my goodness, combat has started and they've spotted us. But here's where things are about to be completely and utterly fine, because what we can do, ladies and gentlemen, is simply run right back here into the shadows and press the hide button. Suddenly we are now invisible to the enemy. And what happens when you're invisible to the enemy? Well, the enemy does literally nothing in this game. They stand there and say, you aren't escaping me, or I'm going to kill you. Do they do any of those things? No, they don't do any of those things. They just sit there and they're frustrated. So we've done all of those lovely successful things, and what we're about to do is give ourselves a lovely bonus of cunning dash. It's going to allow us to move a bit further. Then we're going to walk forwards just a few meters. Let's take a shot with our lovely action. And we can hit this person, 84% chance. Go for it, why not? Well, bam, nice bit of damage there. Then what we're going to do is just waltz straight back into those shadows, right on over here, and once again press the hide button and just hide here. And then we can hit end turn. What do the AI do? They do nothing. They just sit there and go, right, that's it, we're gonna kill you. Do they kill us? No. Do they move? No. Do we have to fight them? No. This is completely and utterly broken. It is so unfair. I have no idea why this was greenlit to be in a game. It just, oh my god. The thing is, we can repeat it every single round. Every round. Once again, we just hit ourselves with cunning dash so that we can walk further. Then we walk up here, 7.4 meters. Lovely. Hit this lovely ranged character, 84% chance to hit. Bam. They're now down to 1 health. We then walk straight on out of dodge. Don't mind me. Press the lovely hide button and we're invisible. Job done. We've basically shown off 2 absolutely incredible combat strategies. Combat strategy number 1 is what I like to call the child workforce strategy, where you basically just wave assault your enemies with expendable infinite summons, whereas this strategy is the completely unfair high ground strategy of hiding in shadows, because we're bam, 84% chance to hit, that's an enemy killed, 50 experience for everyone involved there, lovely stuff, and then we're just gonna once again just walk out of there. Yeah, we don't need to be involved in that fight. Bam bam, hide in the shadows. goes. Let's hit end turn, stand and fight. Yep, we're not going to do that. Yeah, combat is a little bit broken in this game. The AI could use a little bit of magic. I mean, come on, I've shot at you from the same position for the last 4 turns in a row, and you still haven't found where I'm coming from. Did no one test this? Come on, it's an RPG game. People are gonna roleplay stealth classes. Oh no, Baldurs Gate. Cheddar cheese, what have you done to it? You've absolutely cheesed it. And the thing is, this strategy, you don't even need to use characters for. You don't even need to use stealth characters. You can use your mages. You can have your mage go here, fire a firebolt, teleport back, and then go into hide. And then suddenly they're just basically immortal. We can even use summoned creatures to do the exact same thing. That's how bad this is. We could have a spider come up here, shoot a web, then come back and hide. Oh, I love this game. I really do. Any kind of RPG game like this with completely breakable stealth mechanics, oh, just makes my day. Anyway, walk up to the edge again. 91% chance to hit, and that's a yeet. Oh, nice kill there, my friend. 50 experience. Good stuff. Then once again, let's just walk away. We had nothing to do with that. Immediately press stealth and end our turn. Lovely. You aren't escaping me? No, I think it's the other way round, Gifanki Rider. I am in fact the one you shall not be escaping. So yes, with strategies like this, you can win every single combat encounter in the game because you are untouchable and you're always in a lovely position to do damage. Now, some games like to balance players being untouchable by also having players not be able to do damage. Like for example, this game has a kind of balancing feature like that. It has invisibility potions, and invisibility potions work the way they should in RPGs. You're invisible right up until the point where you take an action. This, however, is effectively an invisibility potion which is free and anyone can use, and also you can attack whilst being completely and utterly invisible to the enemy. That doesn't sound very fair now, does it? There we go. Once again, we're just down to 2 characters now. We've murdered 4 characters without really having to do anything, which is absolutely perfect for everyone involved. Right, and then hit them with another wham bam. Look at that. Oh, only 1 character left to try and defeat us. Oh my, what a shame. Let's just walk back from the edge, pop into stealth, hit end turn. I mean, she's got 48 health, but I still don't think that her odds are looking too good. Can we even hit her from up here? Oh my goodness, we can. But she can't even see us up here. We can just hide. We don't even need to move. We could just hit her standing on top of this little thing, and her code of vision only goes this far, so we're completely safe. Oh my goodness, right. It is outside of our normal range, so we have a slightly lower chance to hit, but I mean, 50% chance to hit in an unreachable position. I'll take that. That's more than happy for me. I mean, it does of course help that we have the high ground. Famously, as everyone knows, if you have the high ground, you are guaranteed success. Now the thing is, as great as using summoned creatures are to completely cheese the game, I personally prefer this completely broken stealth strategy just because it's a bit more fun. It's kind of a good laugh to have your characters doing the damage, because then it actually means you might as well invest in the characters. Because the issue with using a summoned only strategy, it's hard to get invested in an unnamed bear, which is just destroying all other opponents you're running into. Ah, now the AI has done something now. That's the first action they've done. They've used a healing potion to get back 5 health, although that health has now just suddenly all gone away again. Oh, I do feel sorry for the poor little AI here. They're kind of just standing in a pool of their own blood, and they've been hit by about 17 arrows at this point, and they just haven't moved. Anyway, that was combat in Baldurs Gate 3. Didn't really feel like combat. It more felt just like shooting fish in a barrel, but you know, that was certainly fair. Now we can just steal all of their stuff. I mean, look at this. There's some nice armor on here. Yeah, these look great. Lovely expensive items. We can sell all of these. And of course the game's glitched out, so I can't get the loot off one of these bodies. Come on. That's like the 17th time in this playthrough I've had a body fall through the terrain to the point where you can't get loot from it. Oh well, it is early access. What can you do? But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is Baldurs Gate 3. It's a really fun little game, and I really do appreciate the RPG elements, and I imagine if they added a Dungeon Master mode, this with a whole bunch of friends would be absolutely incredible. But at the moment, it needs a few little fixes and improvements, like for example making it so that you can't just spam the water pump for half an hour and flood the entire map with water, because currently there is no end to the amount you can press this button and the spread of the water. We can just keep going until the entire screen is filled with water. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if you could even get the entire map filled with water. Oh, it just keeps on spreading. What an incredible scenario this is. I'm afraid that's all we actually have in store for today in Baldurs Gate 3. It's been a really fun little experience for me. We've got, of course, the lovely cheddar cheese, who just looks absolutely majestic. And the thing is, there's a whole bunch of exploits that I wasn't even able to cover this time round. Several of these aren't fixed, by the way. For example, the dog companion in this game, if you get the dog companion and take them to your camp, every time you pet the dog companion, your characters like, say, Gale here, who are your party companions, companions will have their approval improved by a small amount. Now this doesn't really make much of a difference other than Gale might then offer to sleep with you. However, if you want to absolutely farm the approval stat, then all you have to do is pet the dog repeatedly. There is no limit to the amount of times you can pet the dog, and consequently there is no limit to the amount of approval you will gain from petting the dog. Basically everyone likes someone who loves dogs. I mean, who doesn't? Dogs are brilliant. There's also a fun exploit at the moment involving splitting items where you can accidentally duplicate things. There's another exploit involving dual wielding weapons where you can get about 4 hits in per turn, and just a whole bunch of other dumb little things which are completely and utterly broken, but of course the developers will slowly fix and improve. One thing's for certain, this game is a perfectly balanced game. However, there are many exploits and actually it's not balanced in the slightest. But hey, that's all for today folks. If you have indeed enjoyed watching, then feel free to give this video a like because it does massively help us out, and hop on down to the comment section with a recommendation of what video you'd like to see next. I've got some very interesting videos lined up. There's some very broken games coming. I mean, heck, Cyberpunk's just around the corner, and who knows what exploits that game might hold. Anyway, as always, a massive thank you to each and every one of my lovely patrons who make these fantastic videos all the more possible. And also thank you to you, the people who like the videos, comment on the videos, and just watch them. Seriously, thank you very much. I wouldn't be able to be here without you. So pat yourselves on the back, you lovely sausages. And hey, if you sat there wondering what video you'd like to watch next, look no further than this one on screen now, hand chosen by myself to be absolutely perfect for you. Trust me, you're going to love it. Anyway, I'll see each and every one of you in the next one. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and goodbye for now.